Tom, I mean, the Brandon Aiyuk situation, he's not the first wide receiver to turn into a bit of a diva after getting paid, but you saw last week he wasn't wearing the same shorts as the rest of his teammates, and Kyle had to yell at him, and then he like kind of threw a little bit of a fit, and he isn't really producing, and he wasn't producing in the playoffs either. Like, what do you think is going on with Brandon Aiyuk, who was so good last year?
I think he just likes to poke the bear, and that's Kyle. So I think that's his way of just,
Me too.
So I think there's a little mind game going on between the two. And, I think the thing about it is, though, I am shocked that a player, especially on offense, be it a position player or the quarterback or quote unquote a captain of offense would not have walked up to Brandon Aiyuk the minute I saw him walking on the field with red shorts and everyone's wearing black. I said, hey, Brandon, this is a team game. I think everyone else is dressed in black shorts, black whatever. You can wear black leggings, black sweats, black shorts. I think you need to get your butt back in the locker room and dress accordingly so that we can have a good practice, everyone together, no one creating any ripples and all that. And it didn't happen for some reason. I don't know why. Juszczyk or these other guys would not address the situation. Why would they let that go?
And it's like, if he were playing on his fifth-year option, I would understand a player being standoffish or moody or not feeling like he's really part of the team, but he got everything he wanted. I mean, they made all of his wildest dreams come true. He got the chocolate factory and the great glass elevator and $30 million a year, and he's still moody. Like that's I don't get it. But I mean, maybe like you said, there's something personal going on between him and Kyle. I could see that. Yeah. Who knows?
But we never had that problem at the Raiders because the players policed the locker room. We had leaders. You had guys like Hendricks. You had Dalby. You had even quiet leaders like a Plunkett. But you had other players who would step up, and players just did not do that. Hey, they didn't do that.
Well, look, we talked before the draft, and you said, look, respectfully, I think Brandon Aiyuk's a hell of a player, but I don't think giving him the extension that he wants is the right move for the 49ers. I don't think they can justify the contract with the production he's going to give them, and then boom, cut to right now. He's getting about 3 catches a game. That's exactly what he had in the playoffs last year. Is this a big problem for the 49ers, this contract?
It's going to be big next year because, you've got a quarterback who's going to want to get paid.
Yep.
And then also you look at your other guys who are going to want to have a redo on their deals. And but yeah, the bottom line is, I'm going to pay you for what you're going to produce and what you're going to do for me in the future, not for what you did in the past, because those days are gone. And the thing about it in the first place is the design of the offense in the passing game, especially, does not measure with the contract that they gave Aiyuk because their offense isn't built for a $30 million receiver. I mean, he's not, the kid in Cincinnati. It's just
not Tyreek Hill.
No, he's not. He's not that kind of player. They don't have a design to take advantage of a player of it. I mean, heaven forbid, what would Tyreek Hill look like in the 49er offense?
Maybe 4 or 5 catches a game.
Maybe.
Yep.
Jefferson. I mean, I can't.
Maybe 7 for Justin.
The other thing is, people talk about Devontae Adams going to the Jets, going to the Saints, or going to even the Niners if they were to make some kind of a swap. I don't know if Kyle could utilize the guy. I don't know if Kyle knows how to utilize a player of that magnitude.
He did a good job with Julio Jones once upon a time, but again, like Kyle would turn Devontae Adams into a decoy. Oh, you think I'm going to Devontae? Well, actually, here's a pass to Trent Taylor.
Yeah, I think sometimes as a coach, they can get into an over-analytical deal and end up with some mental paralysis because they try to outthink the opponent and or like you call the reverse psychology play, and then you paint yourself into a corner, and pretty soon you're not doing what your players are best equipped to do.
You know who that was? Keena Turner.
Oh.
He just walked by. Anyway, Harold McAllister says Brock threw an interception in the red zone to the pylon. It's interesting. The Niners were up multiple scores, fourth quarter. At the 23, Aiyuk runs a corner route to the back pylon, and I guess the zone defender just drops and intercepts the pass. Like you said, the defense is expecting that pass.
The first place you want to defend in the low red zone or the high red zone is the pylon. If you're thinking that, okay, how many ways is the opponent going to try to get the ball to a receiver in the back corner of the end zone and have a quarterback be able to throw it with a good trajectory to drop it down on top of the pylon right there, like that parachute bringing the ball down in the back corner. And it becomes a jump ball situation. Look at how many balls land out of bounds.
Right. So it's a safe pass, right? The idea is it's either going to be a touchdown or an incomplete pass, not an interception. Although Correct. It was an interception for the Niners.
Yeah, but you don't want. But the problem is too many offenses think that they're going to win a jump ball situation.
Right.
See, they call it, well, we'll throw a 50-50 ball to the back pylon. Well, let me say this. I'm not going to waste a shot in the end zone on a 50-50 proposition for a touchdown.
Right.
I'm sorry, that's not good odds. I
Right.
want 75-25. I want 80-20,
And to me, depending on the wide receiver, those odds change. Like if it's George Kittle, it might be closer to 70-30. But with Brandon Aiyuk, I mean, he's a good route runner. He's a nice deep threat, but 50-50 guy, contested catch guy, I would rather throw to Jennings.
Well, yeah, plus you got to look at the personnel matchup of who's covering the guy to whom you're throwing the ball. Now, I may have a better matchup throwing the ball to Kittle because he has a safety on him, and he may be better than the safety. I throw the ball to Aiyuk. He may have the number one corner on him, a better defender, a better athlete, and all of a sudden, it's not the winning proposition that your whiteboard design made you think you had when you start to analyze the personnel in the situation.